Hello everyone, we are back for the semifinals match of this Start to Seed Games IQ here at GameSwap in Mason, Ohio. We again have Evan, who we just saw on Tron, defeat his top 8 opponent. And this, we get to see Ken on Affinity, who we may have seen earlier in the day. So this matchup, I wonder, this is a weird matchup, I feel like.
Yeah, well, and Evans obviously got home court advantage here.
Sure.
Because he just won on this table. Yeah, so Affinity is generally speaking heavily favored.
Just faster, yeah.
Yeah. Now, Evan is on the play because he is the highest seed in the tournament, so that's a big deal. That's actually a really big deal. And obviously turn 3 Karn is a good answer to Affinity if you're on the play. Because of course you can kill its champions, you can kill everything. Ujin is terrible.
It's really bad, yeah.
I mean, well, the lightning bolt is still fine, but the minus is not nearly as good as it would otherwise be. And I think the Affinity players often look for infect kills here. So it is nice that Evan does have these fatal pushes, but this could be brutal.
Well, this is a very strong start from Ken here, though. We got Springleaf, Mox Opal, Ink Moth, Ornithopter into Steel Overseer on turn 1.
I don't think it was good until Steel Overseer, but Steel Overseer will be able to put counters both on the Blink Moth and the Ornithopter here. So this is going to get brutal.
Evan's going to spend his turn 2 with this Ancient Stirrings. He finds another Tron piece. I don't know if he has any others in hand. It looks like he has another Mine and maybe a Power Plant, I think is the other one.
Could be.
Which is unfortunate since the only Tron piece he found was the other Power Plant. He's going to take the Power Plant.
Yeah, we might just see him get run over here.
Yeah. There's Power Plant.
This could get tough.
And here is another star. Yeah, so Ken, see what his turn 2 is. His turn 1 was pretty strong.
So Ink Moth is good here. It doesn't further your damage plan, but it allows you to basically at any time kill your opponent immediately.
Yeah, if you have cranial plating. Which looks like Ken does have a cranial plating in hand.
I mean, a few more turns, and the Ink Moth Nexus will just be able to become. Oh yeah, so he does have the plating.
Oh yeah, we're in there. We're in there big.
Yeah, this is gonna be pretty tough.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 artifacts in play.
So
plus 1 counter. That's attacking for 7.
Even if Evan top decks a Karn and exiles cranial plating, Karn's gonna die, and Ken's still gonna swing pretty hard. I think what Evan actually wants here is a Worm Coil Engine. If you Worm Coil Engine, you'll be able to stay alive for a little bit, and you could still lose to the infect kill. But as long as you have like 1 fatal push, you're probably still fine for that.
Yeah, but it looks like Evan doesn't even have Tron here. He has another Mine in hand.
Yeah, this is
he's just cycling through some stars here. I found a 3rd Mine. That is definitely not where he needs to be. I think he might just be dead now. Well, not.
Well,
I mean, he might actually just be dead.
He might be dead. Yeah.
So the Ornithopter attacks for 7, Steel Overseer for 2, Signal Pest for 1, but everything gets pumped, so it's 8, 3.
So well, he's not gonna. He can't swing with the Steel Overseer while pumping, but if he he fires up the Blink Moth, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, he can very easily kill him just by activating Blink Moth and tapping Steel Overseer.
And here's another artifact. Keep up your cranial plating count.
Yeah, that's lethal.
Wow, the turn 3. Yeah,
so
turn 3
he needs to activate the Blink Moth. Yep, that's lethal. Okay. All right, folks, wrap it up here. Come on, get out. We don't care. Yeah, you win. That's all right. Whatever.
even activated the Ink Moth there to make sure. See, that's the correct type of play that we did not see game 1 from or round 1. I'm sorry, of this top 8.
Yeah. Yeah, this is
Yeah, that's game 1.
All right, so game 2, folks. Game 2. So Ken might not need to bring in much.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure what you're worried about really. You might want to Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce is okay to try to, on the draw, Spell Pierce the first Karn.
I guess.
Or the first Ugin. I'm not actually sure.
I think Evan takes Ugin out.
He could. Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's just,
well,
Ugin is just terrible.
Well, it depends what he has to bring in.
Yeah, but I mean, it just.
Hopefully Evan has like. Well, what can you even afford to have in black green Tron?
Do you play like any sort? Like I guess you could. I mean, O-Stone's fine.
Yeah, O-Stone's good.
All this does is terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have like Damnations. You don't really get double black, so probably not. If only we had a way to look at his sideboard. Oh, we did.
My guess is that Ken just takes out all 4 Etched Champions, or all 3, however many he has.
The Thoughtseize out of Affinity's board could be good.
Yeah, Thoughtseize is fine. I would guess that the green Tron player has like Nature's Claim.
Oh, sure. Well, yeah.
A Seal of Primordium,
right,
that kind of thing. That. But even those aren't super helpful. Engineered Explosives is one you can have.
Yeah.
In green Tron, it's nice because you can get it off Ancient Stirrings. But even Engineered Explosives, naming it for 2 kills a lot. It kills Ravager, it kills Cranial Plating, kills Vault Scourge, kills Steel Overseer.
Yeah. But
there is a good diversity of mana cost. I mean, Master of Ethereum and its Champion are both 3.
Sure.
And Signal Pest is 1, Ornithopter is 0. So, but I mean, yeah, I guess Engineered for 2 sounds fine.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's kind of slow though.
And you need 2 colored sources.
Yeah, right. You gotta be able to actually produce black and green mana in the same turn, which would require like a Blooming Marsh and a star or something. Yeah. So yeah, this could be tough.
This might be a quick one.
I wonder if it's worth it for Evan to just like bring in some of the crappy life-gaining mid-range threats like Thragtusk.
Yeah, I probably would.
Do you think you cut all the Ugins? I mean, the lightning bolt on Ugin still seems fine.
I mean, yeah, but like,
if
you need to stabilize the board, I mean, Karn doesn't really stabilize the board either. Yeah, I'm not sure.
The thing is, Ugin will kill Vault Scourge and Master of Ethereum.
Yeah.
That we don't even know if Ken has Master of Ethereum, but that's fine. And the lightning bolt mode really is pretty good, but what you really need. In fact, what would make this matchup really easy?
World Breaker?
No, I was gonna say a Cobbled Wings.
That don't know what that is.
If you put it's just an artifact that gives a creature flying. It's an equipment. If you give a Wormcoil Engine flying,
sure,
you probably can't really lose this match.
Well, a much more relevant card would be World Breaker.
He has reach, doesn't he?
And it exiles an artifact when it enters. So.
Okay, that seems pretty good.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Green-Black Tron players actually have been known to play.
And a World Breaker has Devoid too, so it's good against Death Champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems fine. I like Cobbled Wings though.
Yeah.
Cobbled Wings plus Cobbled Wings plus Wormcoil probably ensures that you win the game.
That's probably true.
The only thing that Ken can even do about that, or begin to do about that, is trade off his Inkmoth Nexuses with tons of counters to try to infect all pieces of the Wormcoil to death.
Sure.
But you're right, World Breaker might be the most elegant answer. So hopefully Evan has one.
Yeah.
Or 4.
Yeah.
Of course, it's still a 7-drop.
Yeah, he still has to get to Tron, so.
It's a 7-drop that you have to have green mana for. So you've either got to have one of your lands be a Blooming Marsh or have a star.
Ken did mulligan to 6 here, though, so maybe his start won't be quite as explosive.
Yeah, Affinity doesn't mulligan super well most of the time. So that's maybe a good start.
And I see that Evan has at least 2 different Tron pieces. Probably has a way to find a third, as Tron is wont to do. He's going to take a Scar to the bottom, and we are off to game 2. So Evan leading with Tower into a Chromatic Star.
So turn 1 Star, generally not as good as turn 1 map, but Evan will be able to cast like Ancient Stirrings next turn. I think I saw one in his hand.
Yeah. Ken assembling the troops here, but unfortunately he did not have another 0-drop creature. So similar start to game 1, just without that explosive Ornithopter into Steel Overseer, which is obviously a considerably less good start for Affinity's end.
So that did not look like the best stirrings. I think I saw a map and a mine. So he'll take the map because I guess he already has a mine in there.
Yeah, I think he already has the mine. Yes, Camino's in the chat. I do agree with your statement there. It was a perfect assessment of the situation. He's reading over it now.
I'm trying. The laptop's kind of far away from me, so I can't quite read Camino's. Is this Steve Camino's or Billy Camino's or both or neither? Is this just like, is this someone impersonating one of them?
Yikes. Ken's turn 2 there, not ideal. He had a second Springleaf Drum and another Ink Moth. All
right, now to be fair, Cobbled Wings was a great card in Innistrad Block Limited. So I think most of us... Oh, hey, Bill. No, to be fair, though, Cobbled Wings would be sweet with Wormcoil Engine. But yeah, maybe not as good as World Breaker. Mario's probably right about that one.
Yeah, Ken's start just not looking great. He doesn't have any creatures. He's on Mox Opal, double Springleaf, double Blink Moth, or Blink Moth and Ink Moth, whatever. Not great.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I know Ken was on a Mold of 6, but do you actually keep this Mold of 6? I mean, I don't know. I feel like you'd have better luck with a 5 here. You sort of forced yourself to. Okay, so that's not terrible. But geez, this Infect kill is going to be painfully slow unless we find a Ravager.
Yeah, and Evan has his Sembotron here on turn 3, so he will be able to deploy whatever threat he has lined up, assuming he has one. Here's a Ghost Quarter, which is actually pretty good here.
Yeah, so Ghost Quarter is pretty good. I wonder if you're looking, if you're more interested in Ghost Quartering a Blink Moth over the Ink Moth. I don't think you have to be worried about the Infect kill right now.
Here's Worm
Actually,
Coil.
well, never mind. Now that you have the Worm Coil, you can insulate your life total pretty easily.
Sure.
Now, one interesting line of play that Ken has, if he finds a Ravager, obviously the Infect kill, but Ravager is also super good against Worm Coil because you can just sack some of your random blockers before damage to prevent your opponent from gaining life.
Which was a great play last round for our Tron opponent.
Which our friend on Counter's Company did not quite pick up on. He allowed his Evan, actually the same player's Worm Coil, to gain him quite a bit of superfluous life.
So Worm Coil is getting in here. Life totals down to I gotta imagine Ken is lower than 21 if he just got attacked by a Worm Coil.
Yeah, that attack went unblocked, so I think I think Ken is at
15. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So Evan with another mine, so he has all the mana he needs. Looks like I think he has a no. There's no way.
So plating plus Vault Scourge is one way to outrace
a
Worm Coil Engine. Now, of course, if we had the Cobbled Wings, that would be totally different.
Of course.
But,
So his artifact count currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 on board, and then if he animates his lands, he can increase that. So he can get it above 6. He has to race the Worm Coil. Oh, and he has a second.
So you can actually get some 9. Oh, so, yeah, right. So Legend rules, so still 8 artifacts maximum. And he can't. So does he actually have the mana to activate all of them simultaneously? I think he can only do that if he doesn't. Well, no, he has two Springleaf.
I guess he can activate one and then like Springleaf to activate another if he needs to, but
yeah.
Okay, so there goes that. He floated green there. Okay, to Nature's Claim. Yeah.
So Nature's Claim's not bad. But you don't really want your opponent to gain 4 life here, but I guess that's the price you pay.
Well, I mean, now the race is off, right? Worm Coil is just gonna pull ahead until Ken finds another.
And Ken jumps up to 120 life here.
Oh.
No.
Slight error there.
Oh yeah, so Bill Camino's Hell of Moonlight, great card, especially in this matchup. You can stop your opponent from getting a Bitter Blossom token.
Cease and desist. So Worm Coil is beaten away. I don't really think Affinity has answers to Worm Coil once it's resolved, right? I don't know if they have artifact destruction of them.
I mean, there's a small chance Ken went for the dispatch, but I'm kind of doubting it.
Yeah, we're just in there.
So the Infect race is fine, but we got the Ghost Quarter. So Ken's putting out 3 damage a turn and gaining 1 life. Not quite as good as putting out 6 damage and gaining 6 life. What is in Evan's hand? Oh, another Worm Coil.
He just drew that other Worm Coil. I think the rest of his hand is just lands, though.
Well, if Ken brings in the Declaration in stone here, just exile both these Worm Coils.
Get him.
That'd be pretty sweet.
It looks like Evan also has a fatal push, so I think he just wins this turn. He's able to remove. Well, okay.
Okay, so Ravager. Ravager would have been nice against one worm coil.
Yeah.
Against two, I mean, so he can only generate what, 6 counters here. This is tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been fine to get 6 counters, put him on the Vault Scourge, make it a 7/7. But
Sure.
you can't. That plan is no good against 2 worm coils. So it looks like 22-11. Is that right?
Yeah. Evan found a Stirrings, and I think he could probably about put this game away. Okay, we're gonna activate our lands to chump block, probably sack them. I just don't think Ken has a way to get through these worm coils.
I mean, the chump and sack plan is not bad, but
Now he's out of guys.
Right, now he's out of guys, and he can at most swing for what, 6 or 7 here. This is tough.
Well, he found a Blood Moon.
A little bit late to the party.
Admittedly, I don't think I even play that. Don't want to show my opponent that I have it.
Yeah, that's probably fair, right? Like, why? I mean, they probably know. I mean, most Affinity players play at least 1 Blood Moon.
Sure.
Because and it's so good when you can turn to it. But you're right. I'm not sure it's even worth running it out here. You don't really have a plan to beat these 2 worm coils.
Yeah.
Unless he has. Okay, there we go. Oh, is he? Oh, he's not scooping? I thought he was scooping.
No, we're blocking a worm coil with our 6/6 Archmon Ravager.
Okay.
All right, we took care of 1.
Kind of. You took care of half of 1.
Yeah.
Okay,
And now we're going
there's the scoop. All right, scooping it up. Sounds good. So that did not go great. Ken seemed to kind of keep a greedy hand. I know he was on a Molta 6.
Yeah.
But his 6 was kind of garbage.
I mean, it was just mana.
Yeah, and if he had, the thing is, he needed to draw multiple threats off the top. So I'm not wild about that keep. Again, I know you're up a game, but Mario, as you're always telling me, just because you're up a game doesn't mean you get to play like shit.
I don't know if I've ever said that, but I agree.
Well, Mario is too clean of a mouth to say that, but
sure.
But he said something similar, the same moral sentiment. So let's see what they do differently here. It looks like Evan is not bothering to read sideboard, but maybe Ken is.
Yeah, Ken's thinking, putting some different things in.
Or maybe he's just throwing off his opponent, just pretending to put new stuff in.
Yeah, that was actually Paulo Vitor Damadoroso, the recent Pro Tour winner, had a little series of minor tips you can do to improve your game, and one of them was you sideboard after every game, even if you're not sideboarding, just to make your opponent think you're changing your configuration somehow.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Also, it seems kind of obvious, but I don't think enough people do it. You always want to wait until if you're on the draw, wait until your opponent. You just put your cards on the table face down and don't look at them until your opponent tells you they're on the play. Because you don't have to tell your opponent that you're keeping your hand until the person on the play says that they're keeping their hand. It's another little thing you can do to just improve your play.
Sure.
Because obviously, if you're on the draw and you tell your opponent I'm keeping, they might make a decision based upon that.
Right.
And you've divulged information
right.
to them
That's definitely something to keep in mind.
they wouldn't have had. Also, I really like to pretend all my hands are terrible. like.
Oh, I do that.
I guess I'll keep this. Yeah, I'll try it. I found that I'll try it, those 3 words, generally mean I have the straight frickin' nuts. Oh yeah, I'll try it. Turn 3 Tron, Karn, Ugin. Oh really? You'll try it? Cool.
Sure. Yeah, that's pretty tilting.
And these players can actually take their sweet time here because our other round, or our other side of the top 8 bracket here, is two very skilled players, Jason Morgan and Bernie Wen, playing the mirror match on a Grixis Delver. And during our last match, if you watched it, round 1, that match I think was about 50 minutes long. Bernie and Jason had just finished game 1 of Grixis Delver versus Grixis Delver.
So they're in for a long one.
Yeah, so we're gonna be here a while, folks.
Alright, so we're done sideboarding. See what we got here. All right.
So both players keeping. Is that what I heard?
Somebody said it was fine. Presumably that was Ken.
Oh, thank you to Carlio Texir. I'm not even gonna try, but thank you so much for following.
Yes, Pony Slay Station. We could have watched Delvermere. Unfortunately, we were not graced with that. We watched Counter's Company versus Tron.
Well, actually, Jason Morgan requested not to be put on camera.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah, which is fine. That's his prerogative.
I always lose on camera.
Of course, next round we're gonna make him be on camera.
Yeah, perhaps. If you win.
Unless he lost.
So Ken with a turn 1 start or a turn 2, exactly mirroring his game 1 plan. The exact same permanents. This time he has a mountain to add to the mix and a second Steel Overseer.
So double Steel Overseer is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I think the plan here would be to try to activate Blink Moths and spend a couple turns activating both Steel Overseers.
Yeah, just get them very large.
Yeah. It's usually not worth it. You can sort of mathematically figure out when it would be worth it to swing with 2 Overseers or swing with 1 or swing with none.
Sure.
And my guess is for the first 2 to 3 turns here, you want to just activate both.
Ooh, so Evan does not have the natural Tron, though. He has 2 of the same copies of each piece in his hand.
And a Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter is fine here.
But the rest of his cards, I think, are colored. Is he on the Ghost Quarter himself plan? Or
maybe he's going to get the... he doesn't even have a basic swamp, I assume. He just has a basic forest.
Well, he can Sylvan Scry off the basic forest.
Gosh, double Steel Overseer is brutal.
Yeah, that is a very strong start.
He has the... Does Evan have the Spell Pierce? Why is there a Spell Pierce in his hand? Is he trying to Spell Pierce Cranial Plating or something? That doesn't make sense to me.
There's not a Spell Pierce. He's on green-black Tron.
I swear to God that was a Spell Pierce in his hand.
I do not think he has a Spell Pierce in his hand.
I don't think so either, but it was unmistakable to me. I'm not sure what else that would be. Maybe, you know what, maybe it's a promo Sylvan Scrying.
Yes, that he did have that in hand. So he just Ghost Quarter. He did do the Ghost Quarter for Forest here, and now he's going to probably Sylvan Scry. No, Stirrings instead. What is that?
That's a regular Sylvan Scrying.
Oh, he was floating mana. Right. So this will let him get Tron, but it's going to take an extra turn since he had to play that Ghost Quarter, and he's getting beaten down by quite the army of robots here.
Yeah, this is where you really want to be playing Red-Green Tron. Red-Green Tron's not super popular anymore, but Pyroclasm and Kozilek's Return, that shit'll get you.
Sure.
Those are good cards. And of course, Grove the Burn Willows. Oh my God, triple Steel Overseer. All right, well let's see the Declaration in Stone.
we are overseeing some steel here.
Both these players really just need to be playing Declaration in Stone.
Kind of attacking with Blink Moth and Ornithopter, likely to activate both of the Overseers. Yep. So each creature gets 2 additional counters.
So is this lethal next turn? Yeah, it must be.
Yeah. There should be an additional 1 up. There you go. Everything should be.
We're having some trouble with the dice here.
Okay.
All right, there we go.
And our Blink Moth. Yeah, there you go. All right. Yeah, I think this is gonna be lethal next turn.
Unless.
Oh, that feels bad.
Oh, he found the other Tron piece.
He found the other Tron piece that he just Sylvan Scried for off the top.
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna be game unless Evan has the cheeky fog, but don't think that is the case.
The cheeky fog. That wouldn't be so bad. God, triple Steel Overseer. That is, ouch.
I hope he just slams the 4th one. Rub it in. No, we're just getting in there. Look at our armory of robots.
So Ken says, "Just a moment, please. I need to count." Not exactly sure. You know, I suppose you can make a decision about how many Overseers to swing with, but I actually think no matter however you swing here, it's automatically lethal.
That likely seems to be the case.
If you pump with all 3, if you pump with none of them, it's still lethal.
All right, we're leaving back 1. Sure.
All right.
that'll do it.
Well, folks,
Affinity taking down the Tron menace, our army of robots.
Right. All right. Well, we will be back. Don't hold your breath.
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere.
We'll likely have the other match of the top 4 able to be shown here because the other match of the top 8 was still going on when we put this one on here. So we'll try to get that for you shortly. Before we go for a second, just another reminder, we do have subscription functionality now, so if you like the channel, if you want to support us and keep us improving, get more events on Saturdays like this IQ, for example, please do consider subscribing. And for August in specific, if you do subscribe, you have a chance to win an entire booster box of Hour of Devastation shipped right to you. So just for $5 you can enter our drawing and maybe win a booster box.
And don't be fooled, guys, there are a lot of good stuff in these booster boxes. I thought they were crap, but they're not. I opened one and it actually turned out to kick ass. We got a nickel bolas. There's a Ramanop excavator. I got an invocation boil. These things are good. The EV online right now, they say it's not too good, but
yeah, it's gone up now after the Pro Tour. So
has it? Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess some of those worthless red rares are now worth something.
Right. Exactly. All right. So we'll be back shortly, guys. Stay tuned.
Thanks for watching Top Deck Productions, your home for live weeknight Magic the Gathering. We'll be back with more live Magic shortly, so stay tuned. Don't forget to follow us here on Twitch to be notified of when we go live. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe as well. You can also check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/TopDeckProductions, on Twitter at twitter.com/TopDeckProds, and YouTube at youtube.com/TopDeckProductionsStream.